Hello kids! We are already in English 4, Quarter 4, Week 4 with the title Identifying the Features of Journalistic Writing. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to identify the features of journalistic writing. Let's have a drill! Read each sentence carefully, identify if it has feature of journalistic writing, write yes, and if none, write no. Reminder kids, you may pause this video upon answering this activity. Here are the answers. Let's have a review. Distinguish the following sentences if it is a fact or opinion. Write your answers on your notebook. 1. Air conditioners are expensive. They are not important to buy them these days. Is it a fact or opinion? Number 2. The sun is the center of the solar system. Is it a fact or opinion? Number 3. I think math is harder than English. Is it a fact or opinion? Number 4. I believe blue is the coolest color. Is it a fact or opinion? Number 5. It is 40 degrees Celsius outside. Is it a fact or opinion? Study the following pictures. What do you think are these? Who do you think are using these things? Yes, you're right. They are paper and notebook, camera, microphone, and voice recorder. And they are used by reporters or journalists. Is it important for people to be updated with the latest news? It is important so that we are aware of the latest news happening not just in our country but in other countries too. Let's learn more. Not too long ago, in the pre-internet days, people had limited options for accessing the news. Daily news came in the form of newspapers or television news programs, while the less urgent stories can be found in magazines or weekly newspaper supplements. Nowadays, we have instant 24/7 access to any type of news in any format, thanks to the internet. Yet, while the ways in which people consume the news have changed dramatically, the style and principles that guide journalistic writing have remained largely unchanged. What is journalism? It is the gathering and presenting news stories, the act of writing about news-related subjects for all mediums, print or non-print. It is also the complicated process of taking information and sifting through it, editing information, and giving its context. What is a journalist? It is a person who works in journalism to report news. He or she is involved in the selection and presentation of what he or she considers to be noteworthy and in meeting the standard of honesty in reporting. Journalistic writing is the style of writing used to report news stories in newspapers, television broadcasts, on radio, and on the internet. Unlike other styles of writing, which can be flexible and casual, the characteristics of journalistic writings are easy to spot. For instance, if you open the book to a chapter and set it next to a newspaper article, you would probably notice that, unlike the book, the article is written in short sentences and paragraphs and quickly gets to the point. What are the characteristics of journalistic writing? 1 is the simplicity and brevity. It is where the writers use short sentences as much as possible in the active voice. What is an active voice? It tells what a person does. It is the subject performs the action. You can see here that there is a subject, verb, and the object. Example, the dog jumped over the fence. 2. Precision. It is where the writers use precise and simple words. Instead of writing a large number assembled at the meeting, it is better to write 500 attending the political meeting. Number 3, objectivity and factual. The information from experts and the writer refrains from having judgment to journalistic writing. Objectivity is the absence of personal opinion. How are you going to write it? Instead of writing, Cassidy Martin is so intelligent and talented that she will definitely become a success after graduation. Right? Because Cassidy had held a 4.0 GPA through high school and won 5 national awards for her artistry, her classmates and teachers voted her most likely to succeed. 4. Fairness and balance. It is both sides of the story are presented and given equal coverage. Observe how the 2 pictures were written. Which one is wrong? And which one is correct? Yes, the second picture is the correct one. Number 5. Inverted pyramid. It is when the information is written from the most important to the least important. First is the lead. It is where you're gonna find the who, what, when, where, and how of the story. Then the body. It is where you're gonna find the additional information about the story. And the last part is the tail, where you're gonna find the background information about the story. What are the features of journalistic writing? 1. Headlines. It is the bold page headings that summarizes the story. It should have few words to sum up the story. It should be catchy. It should use powerful and full of emotion language. And it should be written in the present tense. Here is an example on how you're going to write a headline. COVID-19, how to defeat it. Next is the bylines. It identifies the writer of the article. It should include the writer's name, the writer's title or role, example, feature writer, sports writer, and the writer's email address or social media account name. Example, reported by Marikit S. Talumpati, feature writer. Facts. The writer must answer the 5 W's, who, what, where, when, why, for the data to be written in the article. It should include introduction, more information on the story and sum up what is going to be about. Subheading, to help the reader clearly understand the information on the story. Here is the example. Photos and captions. It includes images that are related to the story. This helps describe what the writer is talking about. Photos are real pictures taken from the story, while captions are the important information that tell about the photos. Here is the example on how you're going to see the photos and caption in a newspaper. Words in columns. Columns texts place side by side.
Paragraphs should be organized in newspapers to help the reader follow the story.
Textual features. A news story should contain accurate, factual information relating to the story written, quotations and direct speech from the experts to make it more reliable, expert opinion from reliable source. Important dates related to the story should be in chronological order. Must avoid presumptions or generalizations. It should not be biased. Must be interesting, significant, and relevant. Usually words are in the past tense. Use language to describe adjectives or adverbs. Should be written in third person like he, she, it, they. Front-loading. A concept used when drafting reports. This ensures that all the key information are included to prevent the readers to lose their interest in reading the article. The lead, which is the first paragraph of a news story, should include the points of the story or the major facts right away. Conclusion. The summary or recap of the main points or suggest possible predictions. Practice number 1. Identify the features of journalistic writing. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. The bold page heading that summarizes the story. A. Conclusion. B. Textual features. C. Headline. D. Byline. Two. Identifies the writer of the article. A. Byline. B. Headline. C. Captions. D. Columns. 3. The summary or recap of the main points or suggest possible predictions. A. Front-loading. B. Conclusion. C. Column. D. Headline. 4. These help describe what the writer is talking about. A. Headlines. B. Bylines. C. Photos and caption. D. Columns. 5. Concept used when drafting reports. A. Headline. B. Front-loading. C. Byline. D. Conclusion. Practice number 2. Identify the feature of journalistic writing pointed by the arrow. Choose your answer inside the box. Write the letter of the correct answer on the arrow. Here are the choices: picture, headline, caption, byline, column, conclusion. Here are the answers. For generalization, journalistic writing is a style of writing that is used to report news stories in a range of media formats. The characteristics of journalistic writings are simplicity and brevity, precision, objectivity and factual, fairness and balance, inverted pyramid. Here is the structure. The headline should catch the reader's attention. The introduction must be short. The conclusion gives the summary of the story. The language features: written in past tense, written in third person, chronological, with pictures, with quotes from people involved in the story. For the evaluation, identify the features of journalistic writing by completing the crossword puzzle. Reminder, kids, you may pause this video to answer this crossword puzzle. Here are the answers. Did you get them all correct? Good job! I want to know your score. Could you please write down your score in the comment section below? For the reinforcement, read each number carefully, write true if the statement is correct and false if wrong. 1. The story should be written in the third person. 2. The story may be written in any order. 3. You can use quotes not related to the story you've written. 4. The story should be written in the past tense. 5. A story should include a photo and caption related to it so the reader can understand it more. Here are the answers. Thanks for watching! I hope you learned something from our lesson. See you next week!